It's Moppy time.
Alright, and hi guys, and welcome to episode 1.9 of the T.A.B.S Championship. The pirate update has dropped, and so we're going to test out the tribal clubber against those new units. And I'm pretty excited because it means we're actually going to be able to do episode 2 pretty soon. I think. Although, actually, they did in fact add in a second faction for Halloween, the Spooky Halloween faction, which we will have to test the clubber out against as well. Maybe that'll be in this video. I think it probably will be. And then finally, we'll be able to move on to another unit. Look at this guy, he's raring to go, he's dancing, but maybe he should be a bit more careful, because this guy is freaking huge. Look how tall that dude is compared to this little fella. Although they do have quite a big boy of their own. So let's, without further ado, let's get into it. These flintlock dudes, they fire bullets, right? They do like 2 shots, and then they cast aside their guns and go to fight with noble fisticuffs. In they go. You would think the clubbers should have this because, you know, club beats fist. But maybe they killed enough with their pistol shots to win. I'm not sure. These guys are just, come on, guys, they did it. Excellent job. Okay, let's go again. Let's see how many are actually killed by the initial volley. 2, it looks like. So they kill a lot more with their fists than they do with guns, he says, before they get completely murked by the clubbers. Well, he definitely did though. Oh, so these 2 died to the guns, and then 1, 2, 3, 4 guys died to just the fists. Although that could be because they've been weakened by the bullets, right? It takes more than 1 bullet to kill a man, at least from these guns. Yeah, see, this guy got hit by 1, and he survived. He didn't survive. I reckon the flintlocks will have this one. There's quite a few of them left. Also, it's quite exciting to see a unit that just punches people like they do. It's like the old peasants from the T.A.B.S like early alpha build. And that was a blue victory, so it's actually 2-1 to the clubbers. It wasn't just a straight 3-0, which is unusual, as we've learnt from these episodes. Normally, if you win 1 round, you win. It just goes to show that it is worth us doing the best of 5 as we do, because sometimes there's a little bit of, I can't think of the word. What's that word? God damn. Okay, well, I'll tell you the word when I start recording again. Ambiguity. So was the word you're looking for, you stupid ape. This is actually being recorded a whole day later, because I forgot to hit the record button the first time we did this fight. It's the clubbers against the blunderbusses. Make note that it is in fact 7 blunderbusses, because every goddamn unit in this new faction has 7. It's like the Is that like, what is that going to be? Like the highest common multiple or something? I don't know. The clubbers win round 1. Alright, round 2, here we go. So the blunderbuss guys, I think they look pretty cool. I like their barrel armour. And as you can see, they shoot their load, and then with such force that it propels them backwards, which is actually potentially quite useful because it's a bit of a retreat mechanic, as ranged units in this game normally don't even attempt to retreat. However, the real killer is that, as you saw there, hopefully, at point blank range they miss almost 100% of the time, which does not fare well for their chances in the championship. I can't see them going far with that kind of shitty aim. Okay, round 3, it's currently 2-0 to the clubbers. The clubbers have the 2. And the other guys have the 0. I tell you what is interesting though, their hair kind of makes them look like Qui-Gon Jinn. Got that Qui-Gon Jinn, but it's not going to save them, much like it didn't save Qui-Gon Jinn. Spoiler alert for Star Wars Episode 1 if you haven't seen it already. Sorry about that, guys. I should have thought of that. Oh, how's he going to go? Probably going to miss, and he does miss, and then he gets beaten to a pulp, possibly. They are tankier than most range units, I think, because of the barrel armour, but it didn't save them in this matchup. Right, so now we have like 25 clubbers against 7 bomb throwers. But the bomb throwers should be good here, right? Because even against great numbers, obviously bombs have the old AoE, the area of effect. And just look at that. Oh, it's beautiful. Their only chance for the clubbers would be if some of them could get in close enough, then these guys will start blowing themselves up with their bombs. But I don't know, we'll have to see. Will he manage to get there in time? I don't think he will. I reckon, oh my god, maybe he will though. No. Oh, the explosion didn't even kill him. Just being beamed in the face by a bomb. That's no way to go. That's how you die like a chump. Speaking of chumps, this guy is quite oppositely... He's quite oppositely the obvious of a chump, is what I was about to say. But I meant to say he's quite obviously the opposite of a chump. Although, is he alive? He is alive. He survived the initial volley, but it looks like this little bomb will be enough to kill him, and it was. These guys are just too good. Maybe it's the power of their stripy socks. Or maybe it's the power of friendship. We may never know the truth. But I reckon this is a pretty done deal for the bombers, the bomb throwers. Oh, 2 guys left, including old Big Head McGee. But they're just going to get beat in the face. Oh, that was the closest round yet. Look at that. How many of them are dead? Possibly none of them, but they are all hurt. Well, hey, the more you know. Okay, so now we have 7 harpooners against loads of clubbers. And today's just the day for 7s. Pretty much every round has been 7 of the pirates. It's just how the math turns out sometimes, I guess. I feel like the clubbers should have this though, because there's just so many of them. And these guys, you know, they are good at killing. They pretty much always kill the guys that they catch with their harpoons. But they just don't kill fast enough. They're better against like those kind of medium strength units. If they're up against like chieftains or, you know, monks or something, then they're super value. But against like these cheap chaff units, it's 40 clubbers. Against the cheap chaff units, they're not very efficient at all. They just take too long to kill someone. Also, what the hell was that shot? Did you see that shot that went out over there? Again, who is firing this one? Who knows? But it's a terrible shot. Whoever it is, sucks ass. No offence to any ass suckers in the audience. Okay, final round, presumably. Let's see how they go. Again with the crazy shots. I don't know how this happened. Because most of the time they're crap shots. Occasionally they're a crap shot instead. Oh, very funny. You know it's funny because I say very funny. It's like my equivalent of a laugh track, letting you know when it's appropriate to laugh. Okay, so this one we've got 7 cannons again with the 7 against many clubbers, and this is an interesting one. Cannons are a strange artillery piece, I will say, because they're similar to the ballista in that they are like a direct shot, and they do have a bit of piercing, as you can see. But I don't know, when I was playing the pirate campaign, I just never thought these guys were that good. I never found a good use for them. I never felt like they were really doing loads of work. I think I would always prefer to have a ballista. It's cheaper and it's so good at taking out those single expensive unit guys. But I don't know. I don't know what the cannon's niche is in the game, to be honest. I guess maybe they're quite fast firing. It seems like they are, yeah. They're hitting each other but not dying to the friendly fire. That's quite interesting. That makes them a lot better in the championship. If I really did think the 2 that started in the back row would just obliterate the equivalent cannons in front of them. You know, I thought these 2 would take out these 2 guys. But the fact that they don't is very promising for their performance in the campaign. And also I thought they had to be like direct shots like the ballista, but it looks like they do sometimes go for a more mortar style shot, like those ones that fly up in the air, which is also good because it means when they are lined up behind each other, the guys in the back are not completely useless. So promising, quite promising. But look at that, like that. I'm not sure if you guys saw that, but one guy took a glancing blow from a cannonball and it didn't kill him, which, yeah, is indicative of how little damage they kind of deal. But apparently enough for this. I think because their shots are somewhat piercing in a way, they are going to be disproportionately good in the championship than they would be in an actual match. But that's just how the championships run, you know. I laid down the rules at the beginning, lines of 5 going back as far as possible, or as far as necessary even. So if they perform well in that format, they're going to do well in the championship. That's just how it goes. We always knew it wasn't going to be perfect, but, you know, maybe if I do a season 2, you guys can provide some alternative setting up styles. I wanted it to be as scientific as possible, you know. If it was like down to me being like, oh, I personally have to assign where all the units go for what I think is the optimum layout, then of course that's no longer scientific, because I can be biased and my judgment can be flawed. But whatever, we're on to the next round now. The Cannons win 3-0. Okay, so now we're getting into real big territory. This is like 150 clubs against the magic number 7 pirate captains. Look at him, he's got his double birds on his head, he's got his little like blunderbuss hand cannon kind of pistol and his cutlass. This guy's falling over and being trampled into the dirt, but it's okay. Opening volley kills not that many clubbers really. If I had to guess, I would say the clubbers have got this. There's just too many of them. They're going to slowly surround the pirate captains unless they can really kill people quickly, which, I mean, they clearly can, but is it quick enough? I'm not sure. They're already getting a bit out of position. Look at this. These guys, they're turned around. You know, they're getting swarmed. This is how we've seen it go. For a lot of these single expensive units, you get diminishing returns. The more pirate captains you have, the worse they become. It's the same with mammoths and all of these kind of expensive units. There is exceptions, of course. I think the Pirate Queen, that we'll be seeing in just a minute, is, I think she definitely will win. I think she'll very convincingly win. But that's because she has a little trick up her sleeve that if you haven't seen yet, I'm not going to spoil it, but we will see it together in just a short amount of time, no longer than perhaps you would think, because I'm going to be running these battles entirely in slow motion so that my frame rate does not die the same miserable death that these hundreds of clubbers have died. And it's looking like the pirate captains may be able to bring this back. But I'm still not convinced. I mean, what is this guy doing? He's clearly drunk, had a bit too much of the old rum, I think. They are getting surrounded though, and this is when they start to start dying. And once just a few of them are dead, it becomes even worse for them. That might sound obvious, but it's more proportionately worse for them when one of them dies than like when a bunch of clubbers die, I would say. But looks like he has another shot. He does. The guns might be enough to bring them over the top. The guns may allow them to win, I'm not sure. Not if they whiff shots like that though. What a waste. They need to be getting these like multi-kills with the shots. Another terrible missed shot. And it looks like 1, 2, 3 pirate captains are dead so far. These guys aren't dead. I thought maybe they were flopping to the ground, but they're just flopping around for fun. And just missing so many shots. What is happening? Nevertheless, it looks like they didn't need to hit those shots because it looks like they are actually going to win, which does surprise me. I don't know why they're overperforming against the other big guys. It could be that I'm just misremembering how rounds went against like the king and stuff. It's possible the king did win. I'm almost certain the mammoth lost though. I really am. Look how many clubbers there are. 150, a real horde of barbarians. Look at them go. We could just like, oh, there's a nice cinematic shot. I love this type of shot. You know, I've done it in probably all the videos. Whenever there's loads of guys, I love to do this kind of leg shot, seeing the whole army go towards the enemy. Whoa, so cool. The bullets just ripping through their lines, tearing them apart, and the swords clang. I love that slow motion sword clang. Wow, he shot the camera right there. It was right in my face. But I'm not really sure what he was aiming for. Looks like he's ready for another shot. No, maybe. Yeah. He's gonna fire. Bang. Didn't look as good as I hoped it would. This guy's like crowd surfing the clubbers right now. Maybe it's Cliff Richards. Oh, bullets flying at the camera again. Puffs of smoke going up all over the place. None of the captains are dead yet. I'd say it looks like they're doing better than last time, if I'm honest. Oh, shot him right in the back of the head, but he's okay. It looks like the captain's being a bit more aggressive. They're pushing more into the clubber's side of the map this time, which I think is probably good for them. Maybe it's not. What do I know? I'm just a guy talking. They do like their weird frantic swings. Like, oh, one of them is dead. I can see his gun flying through the air. One captain has died, but he was a bit too aggressive. I don't know. The rum can only numb the pain of a million club hits or so. Eventually, it's going to wear off, and then you're going to be in a whole world of hurt. Especially if you keep getting shot in the face by your mates. Oh, he's taking a dive, but is he dead? No, he's not. He's still holding his weapon, so he's still alive. He was just merely falling over. And can you blame him? I mean, look how unstable this ground is. Very uneven. Dead bodies everywhere, including your comrade, which you're just stamping over. Look at this guy. He's being trampled to death down there. Oh my god. I think they actually just killed him. He's got trod on his face. He got curb stomped and died. Brutal stuff. This guy. Oh, he's going for like the cross-arm shot, maybe. I don't really know what. And he missed. They don't seem to be good at point-blank range shooting. The blunderbuss guys have the same issue. I mean, it is a bit scary. He has a kick attack. That's quite cool. I didn't realise they kicked people. Maybe that's why they want to win, because the kick allows them to like knock back some guys. There's one clubber left, it looks like. Oh, he's dead. There must be someone else alive. Oh, he was lying on the floor. Got executed by this guy, holding the gun gangster style, whilst he's cross-eyed. But he did win, so I'm not going to judge. Let them all load in. The T.A.B.S just before they grab their club. I'm not sure if you guys can see that in time, but it is interesting to see. Okay, let's go from the pirate perspective this time coming in. Here we go, we'll go. Oh, see, that's how the frame rate looks when it's not in slow-mo. Oof, very rough. We could go super slow-mo for the initial volley. The trouble is knowing when it's going to come. Oh. Here we go, super slow-mo. This man's getting riddled, he's dead. Dead before he even hits the ground. Bullets are still flying. Headshot right into that guy. Anyone else suffering? Oh, this man takes a lot of hits, it looks like. The pirates are all falling over from the force of their guns. That's enough of that. And now, wow. Whoa! What the hell happened? Oh my god, he's still going. I actually have no idea how that happened. Did he get kicked by his friend? I have no idea. That was insane. I'm so glad we managed to capture that on camera. Oh, I think the clubbers are really in for it now. If that guy could get back up and start flanking them. Or is he dead? Is he stuck? He's drunk. He can't get up. No, it looks like he can. We're going to have to keep our eyes on him, see if he comes into the fray from behind. Maybe the clubbers will split up and go for him. This could be just the thing they need to win, or even further cement their loss. I don't know. Obviously, real warfare, being surrounded is pretty brutal, even if only by one man. So we'll see. He's running in though. Will he even arrive in time? There's going to be so many clubbers already dead by the time he gets here. That club in the distance, that was really glitching out. So crazy stuff going on. The simulation's starting to break, it would appear, but it's okay. We can grit our teeth and make it through. Oh, the pirate takes another shot to the face from his mate. Oh. Blammo looks like he's got a gun shot ready. He's falling over though. Is he going to shoot? Bang! Right into the crowd. That's just the kind of meat shot you want to hit. None of this stuff. Look how 90% of that shot's just been wasted. Completely ridiculous. But hey ho, I guess they can afford to waste all the shots because they're just too darn good. They just win every time. That was a weird kick. Did the splits in midair. Whoa, what was that? Was that like a failed roundhouse kick, or did he just fall over? I'm not sure. They are very floppy, these pirate captains, you know. They definitely are just flip-flopping about, falling over each other, falling over themselves. Look at that. He did like almost a backflip doing that kick. Ridiculous. Maybe something to do with rickets, I'm not sure. Okay, it really is the day for sevens. If seven's your favourite number or your lucky number, today's going to be a good day for you, because we now have 7 pirate queens against the army of 250 clubbers. Look at them, they go all the way back to... They were all the way back here when it started. I would have struggled to get any more in, to be honest. Somehow the formation's breaking up. I promise you, when I put them down, it was a bit neater than that. But nevertheless, I reckon the queens have definitely got this because of the little special attack that they do that maybe we'll get to see in a little minute. It looks like they also do this thing where they fling people into the air and then they starfish to the ground majestically. Beautiful, I tell you. Beautiful. I tell you what what I am a bit confused about the queens. I'm not sure if they're supposed to be wearing trousers or if those are like their bare legs. It's hard to tell. Because obviously it's the same colour as their skin colour. Jesus, look at the jump. But then like they have these weird lines on their knees, which makes it look like their trousers. Because these guys don't have any horizontal lines where their knees are, but they do. So I'm assuming they are wearing trousers. It's just the same colour as their skin, but it doesn't really matter. It's just something I thought was interesting. And as I was ranting or whatever about that just pointless information, they did do their special attack. I'm sure you all saw it. They toss those little bombs all around them, the cherry bombs, and they all jump into the air as they explode. And it's just incredible to see. Look at that. It's like their own carpet bomb has just gone off. You know, if we had like edited out all of the queens and just showed the explosions, it would look like some kind of bombing run. It's incredible. I can't wait to see what people do with like the unit creator when it finally gets added, making things that utilise similar mechanics. Just amazing. And now they are, as I said, I thought they would have it in the bag just purely based on that bomb thing. But then when we saw the pirate captain win, I was like, well, this is just going to be a complete stomp. And it really is. Even with this relatively small pirate queen, gets kicked in the face there, the bombs are coming down. It's quite lucky that they all do their bomb move fairly in sync, so that they don't, if they did it completely separately, you know, they'd all be being hit by each other's bombs. But I mean, they do get hit by quite a lot of each other's bombs, but not all of them, because they do jump at the same time as each other. Is the last clubber? Looks like it was, and now he's dead. Well, rest in peace, mein Freund, because I don't think you're going to be winning any rounds anytime soon. It's going to take a while for all these clubbers to load in. You can see the number counting up. The bigger it gets, the longer it takes. My computer's moaning at me, it's dying, it's on fire, my hands are burning, touching it, trying to test the temperature. I can't even speak because my own brain is also melting from the heat of my computer right now. But it's all worth it for you guys. I hope you are enjoying the video and the series. Those of you that watch it, that is. And here's to many more episodes in the future. Why do I say this? I'm talking as if it's the end of the episode, but it's not, because we're going to have all those spooky Halloween boys coming up in here anytime soon. It's actually going to be probably quite a long video because of that. Maybe I will split it into two. I'm not sure. I don't want to. I don't think I will. But quite frankly, I'm tired of this clubber boy. I want to see the tribal protectors. I want to see those guys with their wooden shields. I'm sick of seeing the clubbers. We've been seeing them for so many episodes now. It feels like, wow. And now that, you know, all of the planned factions are in, I can finally start going with the other guys. If they add more factions, we will just have to wait till Season 2 to show them off, I guess. King's guy on his own. How did he manage to get out here? I'm not sure. I also don't know where he's going. Perhaps to mourn the death of his friends that lay here. This guy's like frozen in the ice a little bit. He's like praising the sun, except for the fact that he's lying on the floor and dead. No, he's just going. He's just piecing out. Maybe he's coming over to this little monument. Who knows? But let's get back to the action. Who knows who could win? I have no idea. It's really up in the air, you could say. Sorry, I was laughing at my own fake laugh there, not at my own joke. I'm not sure if that makes it better or worse, to be honest. Man, my mouth is starting to get dry from all this talking. I might have to take a break and get a drink before I start recording the next set of battles, but for you guys it'll be instantaneous. I know a lot of like people who make videos or streams on the internet, they have a drink whilst they're recording. But I don't know. I think I did try it in one video. I can't remember if I did or if that video ever got released or not. I have many unfinished videos. But I don't know, it just interrupts it too much because I have to take a sip. And it's like, well, I can't say anything whilst I'm drinking. Obviously, I can't really be doing anything in the game whilst I'm drinking because like one of my hands is going to be holding the mug. You know, and doing this. I have like, oh sorry, I'm yawning now. Jesus. Oh. Terrible show. Oh, very, very poor quality commentary. Doing this though, both my hands are busy, right? My left hand is on the old WASD, so I can fly around and give you these camera shots of that guy all the way over there. It's just having right on the edge of the screen. And my right hand is on the mouse, obviously, to do looking around, but I'm also going to hold down the button that keeps it in slow-mo. Look at this person, this one. She's like covering her face with her forearm. I don't know why. Looks like she's almost falling over because of it. Okay, I'm going to stop the slow-mo because this is boring, although it will demolish the frame rate. It's okay. It's okay, we can tell what's going to happen. Here they come. This guy, he doesn't even know what's about to hit him. I actually have no idea why the AI does this. It happens quite frequently. You know, one guy will just start walking off and like no longer be aggroed on the enemy for some reason. I don't know what causes it. I think it might be an issue with their pathfinding. They just don't know the way to walk to get to the enemy. I'm not sure. They're almost on him. I want to hold off till the last second. There we go. Now we go back into slow-mo. Bit of a weird time to use that attack just on all your teammates. It would be very funny if they all killed themselves right now and the club had won. But no. You know, Queen Anne's revenge is coming. And it looks like it's going to be here any second now. Here it comes. Oh. See? Okay, my microphone's in the wrong place. I was holding the button, but I've had a drink. I've become re-energized, and I'm ready to watch 250 clubbers walk into the meat grinder and ultimately their death. Although really, it's less than 250, so a fair few of them are already dead. But there's many more to come, and we shall watch every second of it in, like, I don't know, 0.5 speed, maybe or even less than that, 0.3 speed. I don't know. I tried to find out what the exact numbers were. Well, I tried to find out what the exact numbers were, but I could not. Same with like the super duper slow-mo that you now see here. Who even knows? Who even knows? It'd be lovely to get some official wording on that, because no one knows. Yeah. But, yeah, I guess we're just in for the long haul now. I do like these like eagle eye shots. I think they're cool, except for the fact that it becomes hard to tell who's a living club and who's a dead one. Let's focus in over here as the jump goes off, and then bang! All those beautiful little bombs explode in harmony. Oh, there's more bombs coming down. I can't even see it. There's so much smoke, blammo. They all get blown up, and many noble clubbers die. It's okay, because there's always more. She's doing a limbo. Just taunting these guys, fighting them without even facing them. It's just amazing. Say what is weird though, the clanging of swords clashing, even though they're hitting good, shouldn't really make a clang, more kind of just like Oof, that reminds me of the old 7 Days to Die videos where I thought the sound effects were this. Dark days they were, so too long getting those videos, putting in all those sound effects. Hopefully, I'm not sure if it was worth it, but the Pirate Queens win in a convincing 3-0 to the Clubbers. Goodbye, Clubbers. We'll see you next week, and by next week, I mean right now. Okay, here we are. We've got 7 skeleton warriors against 10 brave Clubbers, but are they brave? I'm not sure. We'll have to find out how brave they really are. The skeletons, they just explode into bone. It's so satisfying. But what's this? Whoa! Scary! The Clubbers are a bit scared. It looks like this guy's going to run away. No! No! He must be brave. He must fell this foul creature. They've both fallen over each other. Oh, it's too scary for him now. He must run again. But what's this? Oh, oh. They're all slipping around. No! Oh, God, the horror. The unearthly horror of a skeleton falling over with a really long spine. I guess it's actually normal length, but whatever. Okay, round 2. The Clubbers should have this because the skeletons are like, they're good against people who are better than them, if you get what I mean. Because it's scary. It's not very valuable to scare a Clubber because a Clubber's a piece of shit anyway. But if you can scare away a knight or a king or something, that's value. Because that guy's tough. Especially if you're on a back with cliffs. They'll just walk right off that cliff and Bob's your uncle, you know, Fanny's your aunt, you've got it. But yeah, the skeletons, they're just not great warriors. They just, look at that. It is cool to watch them die though, so cool. I think maybe it would be really cool if they always had X's for eyes, because obviously they are dead already. Unlike the normal guys, you don't need to add the X eyes to confirm that they're dead, because when they're dead they explode into bone. Wait, except for this guy, apparently. Is he alive? He is alive. He was playing dead. The old triple playing dead bluff. I tell you what is weird though, the skulls above these guys' heads are like higher resolution, it looks like, than the actual skulls. Like this skull has like a bottom jaw, where the actual skulls do not. How interesting. I'm pretty sure that was all 3 rounds, but I'm going to record a 3rd round just in case. There's a good chance this won't be in the video. I'm like more of a dumbass than usual, so not really big for it. I tell you what I didn't mention about the skeletons, but what is good is having shields. They might be like the cheapest unit that has a shield and an actual weapon, which is good against archers and stuff. The shield does good work. Okay, now we're definitely done with the skeleton. Okay, this is going to be an interesting one, because the skeleton archer is 140 points, which means he's only worth 2 Clubbers exactly, so we get a much smaller scale battle than perhaps you are used to. I mentioned it before, skeleton archer is my favourite unit in the game now. I just love how he looks, I love the hood, and I love skeletons. I said I already mentioned this, I actually didn't. It's because I've recorded a different battle already, and in that battle I'll go into much more detail about why I like the skeleton archer. But look at his cute little boots. Oh, you gotta love it. Okay, round 2. It's currently 1-0 to the skeleton archer. He missed his first shot though, got the second one, and 1 arrow is more than enough to fell a Clubber man. I believe the fires actually goes through shields? Question mark, it might do. But it looks like the skeleton archer's got this. Even if he whiffs his first shot every single time, he's got it. Even though his bow should be awful because it's made of bone and you need it to be bendy, at least a little bit. Oh my god, he died. No, he was too young. But it's okay, he should have it now. He didn't even miss the first shot, that's right, he's mad. He's come back from the dead again, and this time he brought his shooting eyes. Good work. Look at his angry eyes there. Oh, so mad. So mad. Okay, here we go. Like 20 Clubbers against 7 Candlemen. We're a very interesting unit. I do like the design. I don't know if it's based on any like famous horror monster. I've heard of Candleman. I've heard of like Roman Hell, which is well, it's a couple of things, but the definition I was referring to is the old Christian with wax on them, because the Romans, you know, hated the Christian for a while. But they are interesting. They, you'd think they would have fire. You'd think maybe because obviously they added fire in the same update. Right? The skeleton archers, flaming arrows, and these guys though, they don't have fire. They have this weird like wind kind of shot. I'm not sure what it's all about, but it does almost no damage. They're like a support kind of unit. You only want a few of them in your army just to knock people back. They fulfill the same role as like maybe an ice archer or a firework archer, but they have a much higher rate of fire, more like a ninja. Yeah, that's actually a good metric for it. And I gotta say, the way they shoot their arms, there's definitely going to be like Iron Man custom units made when the unit creator gets added using this kind of arm mechanics. I almost guarantee it. I haven't actually been talking too much about how so yeah, it's at least one. Okay, so now we got the vampires against the clubbers, 7 again, because they're the exact same cost as the candlemen, which is weird, because normally you don't get 2 units at the same cost in one army type. So the way the vampires work, they obviously come bats with very large hairdos, and then they will like pin a guy to the ground slowly sucking his blood, which makes me think the clubbers should have this in the bag. There's too many vampires just going to get beaten up. Maybe also, I think they might heal as they suck blood. It would make sense if they did, but it's not clear if they do or not, except for the amount of beating they appear to be able to take. Maybe they're just tanking them, I'm not sure. Oh my god, it looks like they're actually going to hit. I didn't see that coming at all. Also, I do realise that was the least enthusiastic, oh my god, possibly ever. I've got to say though, despite having round 1, these vampires certainly suck. That was the pause there was that you guys could laugh. I hope you did. See, this is more like what I expected. I don't know why they did so much better the previous round. Like, it's just like night and day. That's insane. I have no idea why that is. But let's just continue. It's now 1 apiece. I'm rooting for the clubbers because I think the vampires are beards. Like vampires are beards. Come on. Quite frankly, they didn't have the beards, they would be like 10 times better. It looks like the vampires are going to win though this time. This suggests they're actually super duper well balanced with the fact that we're now like 1 and 2 is interesting, especially if the clubbers win this one. I don't think we can think of another time where we went to 5 rounds. Maybe against clubbers against catapults. I seem to remember that one. It took a while. Oh, it is. We're going to 5 rounds. This is like almost unheard of in the T.A.B.S Championship. I'm excited. Place your bets now. Who's going to win? Come on, I'm rooting for clubbers. Please, clubbers. Not just because it's that episode. Come on, it looks like they got it. Come on. Get him. Get him. Come on, gang up on him. Hammer that club right through his chest like a stake. You got him. You got him. Oh. If there was any vampires in the audience, they're going to be compelled to count every single dead body, because that's one of the rules of vampires. Okay, so now we have 7,000 points worth of clubbers against 7 pumpkin catapults. I do like the skeletons who man the pumpkin catapults as well. They have like World War I German helmets. So the way the pumpkins work, they bounce. They're like bouncing catapult shots, but that means I think they are less damaging. I'm not really sure, because otherwise they'd be a direct upgrade because they're the same price. But you'd think they'd be really good here because all the clubbers are lined up, and in fact that does appear to have been the case. Pumpkin catapults, they are cool. Obviously they look really cool. They remind me of the Screaming Skull catapults from Warhammer Fantasy. Look at this fella with his cool helmet. But they just don't seem to perform very well. I don't know. They normally, you know, they'll get like 1 or 2 good bounces off, but not really enough to be worth it. Although they clearly have done decently well here. It doesn't look like they can win, but maybe they could. because the dead catapult bodies seem to be enough to block these clubbers. All I can hear is just many pumpkins bouncing right now. Oh, who's even still alive? Are any clubbers still alive? Is this guy alive? Oh my god, this guy's alive. Bit of friendly fire from the catapults, it looks like. I think he's still alive. I can hear him screaming and he's still holding his club. And now he's dead, okay. So it's 1-0 to the pumpkin catapults. I think they could do well. I think they could win, because obviously these guys are quite... This is what they want. This is like the perfect formation for them to go up against. Very long, but not so thin that only one guy dies per bounce, you know what I mean? Like when one pumpkin lands, not only does it take out like their whole horizontal row, because they bounce, they go down the entire vertical row as well. So it's actually just the kind of conditions where the pumpkin catapult can excel. And man, it is one of the coolest looking assets they've made. The pumpkin, very nice looking. Very good. In fact, all of these spooky guys just look incredible. Yeah, I cannot express enough how much I love the biker helmet on the skeletons. They do look awesome. It looks like the clubs are doing better this time than they did last time, but this is where it can all go wrong. A big volley like that takes out so many of them. And like the pumpkins, sometimes they bounce off of each other, and then that can mess them up. Like this pumpkin here, that's not going to kill anyone else. It's far enough away, but you know, it's bounced far enough off course. That's just not going to be any good. Look how big this club is as well. That's pretty impressive. As pumpkins bounce away into the distance, and we're left with a few clubbers, but potentially enough to get the job done. Jesus, this catapult did a bit of a wheelie there. It looks more promising than last time because they aren't getting as stuck. This guy's already through to the back lines. Oh, but now they are dead. There's a couple left and they are stuck. But this one's free. He's freed himself. Come on, take it out. Yes. Oh my god. Okay, it's all up to this guy and how good his pathing is. If he gets stuck like this, he's screwed. But if he can make it over there, he can go all the way. He survived that. So they get to see how weak the pumpkins are to balance them with their bounciness. He's raring to go. He's survived another direct hit. That's quite impressive. It looks like he's going to do it. Come on, he can do it. One hit. Oh, so close. That's gutting. Unbelievable. What a photo finish. Alright, well, it's 2-0 to the pumpkin catapults now. Will the clubbers be able to win though? Let's see. Bam, bam, bam. A very satisfying initial bounce and then, oh, they just wreck carnage all the way down the lines. Completely disrupt their completely disrupt their formation, which actually does help them. The first volley is the most damaging, not just because there's the most targets, but because they're the closest to get. Now they're a bit spread out. Guys like him, like this dude, he's pretty safe because he's so spread out. And actually, because they're all going for different targets, this is very beneficial for them, probably. Although, it turns out to not make that much difference. Oh, but this guy, oh, is he dead? Okay, the catapult's almost certainly got this. Unless they can't aim properly because they're like getting stuck on each other. Yeah, but this catapult on the right, that was such a wasted hit, but it doesn't matter, they got it. They got it, even with a suicidal final attack. That this crew member is not coming back anytime soon. Okay, and now we're on to the swordcaster, I think that's what he's called, against the clubbers. They look really dumb with lots of them near each other because the swords clip through each other. Normally these guys look amazing, and they are really cool. They're like a better version of the ninja, I would say. A bit more higher damaging, slightly less firing speed, but still pretty high. They are cool. They look a bit weird though. I don't know why they have like bowl cuts. But overall, I do like their design, like the handcuff thing. I don't know, it's just a bit different, isn't it? It's not something you see every day. It's not your standard Halloween kind of monster. I would have loved to have seen a Frankenstein's monster character, but maybe we'll get that next Halloween. Who knows? If they're setting the precedent for seasonal armies, oh my god, a Christmas army would just be amazing. That could be so good. Like a Santa sleigh, you know, and he's like tossing presents at people. It'd be like a bit like the wheelbarrow, I imagine, maybe a bit better. Who knows? I'm just spitballing here. I have no idea if this is going to be real or not. But I think the swordcasters should have this. Against guys with shields, they're a lot worse. That really does counter them. More so than other ranged dudes, it would appear, at least in my experience. But they should win against all these clubbers. It would be nice to see maybe one of them die, because they do have the coolest death animation in the game, I would say. And yeah, they are just cool. I think they might be the best unit in the new spooky army. I think they might be the most cost efficient. Obviously, the Grim Reaper or the Reaper or whatever is more powerful. You guys will get to see him in just a minute, but I think the Swordcaster is definitely most likely to appear in my armies when I'm trying to actually win and play the best I can. Let's speed this up a bit. Look at that, it's like a machine gun of swords coming out. They are cool, they are really cool. And I know I've said that many times now, but it just bears repeating. They just, yeah, they're just cool. I don't know what else to say about it other than they're really cool. Yeah, I think they're really cool. Volley gun. Very nice. I look forward to the Swordcaster episode, actually. I'd love to see a whole bunch of these guys got into mammoths or something. I have no idea how that would go. But this guy, he's holding his lock behind his head. Very interesting. It looks like the clubs are actually doing way better this time. And again, I might actually see a Swordcaster die, which I'm definitely going to catch in slow motion because it's so cool. Maybe, if we're lucky. This guy here, he looks like he could die. He's getting close. All it takes is a couple of hits, maybe one very weak. And he's dead. Bam! Look at that. All the swords turn on him and just stab into him. It's so cool. It becomes a pin cushion. Awesome stuff. Really nice to see. I would see people get stabbed in swords. It's like a tarot cards. Oh, no one dies. The old one of the tarot cards with the swords. It's like a guy like lying in bed with like a bunch of swords, like either floating in the air or like up on the wall. There's some good ones that are reminiscent to me of the animation of these sword cards. Anyway, if this is one of my higher effort videos, I would edit it. These videos are supposed to be medium effort, maybe different time constraint. Parkour seemed like a challenge. It's like the lowest time constraint for me to make. These are medium, and stuff like the Growth Force episodes or the Super Daryl Deluxe video I made recently. Those are high effort videos, and the Swordcasters win. And now we go on to the replay, except, well, I'll take it away from myself in just a minute and explain that. Okay, here we go. 7 Reapers against the 250 Clubbers. I'm actually recording this right after the Pirate Queen bit, because it's the same amount of Clubbers and it takes a jolly long time to get them all sorted out. Look at this guy! He's really going, leading the charge. He knows not to fear the Reaper. Don't fear the Reaper, a wise man once said. That's I recommend the song, you guys should check it out maybe, it's pretty cool. Look at that, the Reapers are one of the worst units for my frame rate, that's for goddamn sure. They're just too darn fancy, but damn if they don't look cool. The swinging, the stabbing, I guarantee there's going to be like 50 different Slendermen when the unit creator comes out using this tendril mechanic, almost certainly. Look at this guy, it's really fun, and the swipe is just really cool. I gotta say, from a very young age I've always loved skeletons. I think it's because they always look like they're smiling, because their teeth are as a wee baby boy, I just loved skeletons. I wanted to be a skeleton. You know, that was like my dream, and so I've always had a soft spot for them. I was quite excited to see them make it into the game. Big fan of the skeleton archers. They might be my new favourite unit. I don't know. It was the farmer, the pitchfork farmer guy, but it may have been taken over by the skeleton archers. I'm not sure. These are purely based on their appearance, not how they perform. Although I do really think the farmer's a great unit. Anyway, on to round 2. Enough messing around, gushing over farmers and skeletons, which sounds like a terrible role-playing game. And as we wait for the 250 Clubbers to spawn in, and just look at this mess of tendrils. I tell you what it's like. I said it was like Slenderman. I tell you what it's actually like. It's like Tokyo Ghoul, if you guys have ever read or seen that. I read like the first, 3 or 4 chapters, maybe a bit more, I can't remember. It was alright, I guess. I don't know. I started reading it because I found out that there was an item in Terraria that was like inspired by it, and I was like, cool. I'm a big fan of Terraria. I look forward to the day when we do a Terraria parkour run. Parkour seemed like a challenge. I think that one could go fun. I actually don't think it would be that fun. Terraria's one of those games where you seem to die quite quickly. You know? If I just don't have enough armor or healing potions when like Eye of Cthulhu comes, it'll just eat. Which I say quite quickly, it does take a while for the old Eye of Cthulhu to come out, I think so. Anyway, why am I talking about Terraria right now? We're supposed to be watching the a grim harvest on these poor Clubbers. Look at them go. Oh, this is what killed the caveman. It wasn't evolution that killed them. It was an army of 7 Grim Reapers. There's 7 Grim Reapers. The magnificent 7. Morticious. Isn't that that's the name of the answer, I think. Correct me in the comments if I require correcting, and if you know the correct answer. If not, that's not correcting, that's just spreading false information, you punk. Anyway, on to round 3, where I'm almost certain these bony boys will bring home the bacon and win in an even more convincing 3-0 than the Pirate Queen. They're just too darn good at sorting out the chaff from the wheat, and unfortunately all of these Clubbers are chaff. I'm trying to get in as many farming-related lines because, of course, they have sides and therefore do farming. Speaking of which, have you guys ever read that Terry Pratchett book? What's it called? Reaper Man? It could be. That's, oh my god, this guy's tired. But it's a good Terry Pratchett book. I mean, they're all good. That one was the first one. And basically, Death, the Grim Reaper himself, is like bored of his job, so he becomes a farmer because it's a dab hand side, basically. It's the basic outline. I would recommend it. Yeah, it's good. It's a cool book, especially if you like Discworld. It's not. I would say it's a very entry book, so you need to know a bit about Death first. He is quite a character in Discord. It's not just a force of nature. He has a personality. He's a funny guy. He goes to parties. You know, it's a good time. Good time to have by. I'm struggling to think of other things to say about it. It's bit of a rude bit of work. But there is like a bit of a B plot about these flies. I believe that's in this one. I didn't want to take the pictures. There's like normal flies that are like sitting on a fence or whatever looking at cows. But there's like flies that live for like 12 hours. So when they're like 6 hours old, they're like having midlife crises and stuff. You know? When they get up to 10 hours, it's like they're all old men flies, and it's just this. Whew, this really was a long one, huh? Well, luckily it should be the longest one we ever do. I hope it is. It's definitely too long, but I just really wanted to get on to the new units, you know? I wish I could give you guys some kind of prize for sticking all the way to the end, but there's nothing I could possibly offer you that you don't already have after seeing this incredible video. As for the scores, I'll probably show the scores at the beginning or end of the next episode, because this one's so long I really doubt the majority of people stick it to the end, and I don't want everyone to miss what the scores on the doors are. So without further ado, I will sign off and see you guys in the next episode, video, whatever. You know, you've heard this kind of thing from a million other YouTubers, so just insert whatever they say at the end here, I guess. Just pretend I say your favourite phrase at the end of every video, and we all win. Yay.